Well, we're almost halfway to the halfway point in the 2016 spring session in Springfield. And so far, we've dodged a lot of bullets. Nearly 24 proposals were introduced this year that would have been extremely harmful to township government, some of them fatally so. Most were motivated by a recent task force that was chaired by Lieutenant Governor Evelyn Sanguinetti that recommended ways to make it easier to eliminate township government. After several months of working to defeat these bills, we are now starting to see what might emerge as a consensus on the subject. House leadership has held most of the bills in the Rules Committee, where it's assured they won't advance for any further consideration. One bill that did make it to a standing committee was reassigned to a subcommittee, and no vote was taken on the measure. In the Senate, there seems to be a little bit more motivation to move something along that deals with local government consolidation and township consolidation in particular. There, consensus seems to have evolved to support for two measures that address the subject. Nearly a dozen Senate bills had been introduced back in January and February that TOI was adamantly opposed to and fought tooth and nail. They took different forms, but all were directed at bypassing township input and setting the stage for an easy consolidation or elimination of townships by vote or approval from groups outside of the township. At a recent Senate Local Government Committee hearing, Brian Smith, our executive director, testified against all of these bills and reminded senators of all the good things that townships do, and at the lowest cost to taxpayers of any level of local government. But following that testimony, two senators outlined new legislation on the subject, and it seemed to have gathered support from both sides of the aisle. TOI is still opposed to one of those measures, but at least they don't contain all of the poison pills that were contained in the earlier legislation. Let me tell you what's in the bills. First, Senate Bill 389. It allows the Township Board to vote a question on the ballot to abolish its Highway Commission if it has less than 15 miles of highways. Voters must approve that change. TOI remains opposed. Our Board of Directors voted to oppose any abolition measure with a threshold of greater than 10 miles. That's the threshold that was recommended to us by our Highway Commissioners Division. The bill also removes the restriction in the current law that townships be no larger than 126 square miles. Again, TOI opposes Senate Bill 389. Secondly, Senate Bill 388. It addresses consolidation of a single township into one or more contiguous townships, or of a township that is coterminous with the municipality. But that could only happen if all of the township boards involved, including the one that gets consolidated, vote in favor. It is because the process can only be triggered by township action, a provision much improved from earlier legislation, that TOI is neutral on this bill. So those are the two bills that remain alive for now. They can always be amended to make them more favorable to townships, or certainly less favorable, or they can fail to receive a majority vote in either chamber of the General Assembly. They're expected to be called for a vote this week in the Illinois Senate. Then, if they reach the House, the whole process starts over in early May when legislators return to Springfield. We've so far avoided most of the more onerous starts that were aimed our way, and we'll continue to work to make the bills that have survived a little better for town.